Hello, welcome to the office. I'm Darcy Collins, licensed clinical social worker. In this video, we're going to discuss why emotion metabolism, why feel our feelings. Now, this is going to be a more in-depth explanation as to what is behind this relatively simple action and what it is doing for us. If you want to just skip and know how to do it, a short, much more direct explanation, please check out the other video that I have explaining that process and how to do it. So feeling our feelings. This can help us, especially with overall nervous system regulation. Number one, to do it, I feel, I notice, to walk through that process is creating an experience. And our emotion brain, the parts of the brain that would make up what we would call our emotion brain, its language is experience. We need to create experiences to communicate to this part of our brain. So when we do that, I feel, I notice, we directly communicate to our emotion brain, more so than any words by themselves would do on their own. The verbal language, that's going to land in our thinking brain. The message, the communication that takes place, message received. Our emotions are a signal. They are a message. They're a communication from the body, alerting us to some type of external or internal situation. And number two, when we do this, we may also directly communicate with a younger part of ourselves, inner child, the neural pathways that are expecting us to treat our emotions in a certain way. And that communication is, you are worthy to stop, listen, and pay attention to how you feel. So also in doing this process, we generate a small bit of repair along the way for that younger version of us, inner child, or that neural pathway that is expecting emotions to be treated in a certain way, which might usually be dismissed, ignored, avoided, distracted. And number three, the common way that we treat our emotions is to always have a reason for their existence. Even if we say, I feel anxious, that's almost always followed by a reason. I feel anxious because. I feel anxious because I'm so worried about this or worried about that happening. To some degree, we're trained to always have a reason for any emotion. And an emotion without a reason attached to it also just naturally raises the sense of human uncertainty. So when that happens, we feel the emotion, we connect right into the reason or the story for it. We don't give the emotion any opportunity to breathe or actually be experienced. We've just blazed right into that story. I feel anxious because I'm so worried about what's going to happen at work tomorrow, which may very well open another door, the what if door. What if it's this? What if it's that? What if this happens? And the continued time and engagement with that story just keeps activating that emotion. In that example, the anxiety. When we do that, when we immediately attach emotion to reason or to story, another thing also happens inside of us. Most often, that emotion gets labeled as a problem. I feel anxious, that's a problem. I feel tightness in my chest and shortness of breath, that's a problem. And our mind, when there's a problem, our mind is always going to back us up with problem solving. The what ifs, the worries, these are just aspects of that problem solving. Our mind is trying to solve the problem of the emotion. Except the emotion itself was never a problem to begin with. Remember, the emotion is a message, a signal, a communication. So the emotion metabolism also helps us treat the emotion as the message that it is. Helps us stay out of that whole problem-solving spiral. Thank you for spending the time and watching today. Please check out the video on how to do emotion metabolism, the actual explanation and walkthrough. And please feel free to check out the other videos on the channel, which will offer other resources aimed at nervous system regulation and overall mental health. I thank you for being here today, and please stay regulated.